Leaders eat last create a culture of trust, ladies and gentlemen. Let me ask you a powerful question. Have you ever worked for someone who demanded loyalty but never gave it? Someone who wanted trust but never earned it? Someone who took the biggest slice of the pie and left crumbs for everyone else? If you have, then you already understand why leadership is broken in so many places today. Because leadership is not about being in charge. Leadership is about taking care of those in your charge. And that is why the greatest leaders throughout history, across cultures, across industries, have always lived by one powerful principle: leaders eat last. This idea is not about food, it's about responsibility, it's about sacrifice, it's about trust. And today, I want to challenge you not just to understand this idea, but to live it, to breathe it, and to build a culture so strong that people don't just work for you, they believe in you. Because when leaders eat last, something extraordinary happens. People feel safe, people feel valued, people feel protected, and when people feel safe, they give you everything they've got. Let me be clear, trust is not built by motivational posters on the wall. Trust is not built by mission statements written by consultants. Trust is built by behavior, especially when no one is watching. Real leadership shows up in moments of pressure, in moments of uncertainty, in moments when the easiest thing to do is to put yourself first. And that's where most people fail. They want the title without the burden, the authority without the accountability, the rewards without the responsibility. But leadership doesn't work that way. Leadership is a contract, an unspoken agreement that says, I will go first into the storm, and I will come out last. Think about the military for a moment. In the strongest units in the world, officers don't eat first because of rank. They eat last because of duty. Why? Because when soldiers know their leader will protect them, they protect each other. When they know their leader won't abandon them, they stay loyal under fire. When they know their leader puts the team before themselves, they give everything, even their lives. That's not fear-based leadership, that's trust-based leadership, and trust-based leadership is the most powerful force on earth. Now, let's bring this closer to home. In businesses, organizations, universities, hospitals, and institutions, the same rule applies. When leaders hoard credit, people stop trying. When leaders blame others, people stop innovating. When leaders protect themselves, people protect their resumes. But when leaders take responsibility, especially when things go wrong, something magical happens. People step up. People take ownership. People go above and beyond, not because they're forced to, but because they want to. Because trust changes behavior. You see, when leaders eat first, the culture becomes toxic. Everyone competes. Everyone hides mistakes. Everyone looks out only for themselves. But when leaders eat last, the culture becomes human. People help each other. People speak honestly. People feel strong enough to admit when they're wrong. And here's the truth most leaders don't want to hear. Your people are not lazy. They are not unmotivated. They are not disengaged. They are reacting to the environment you created. Culture is not what you say. Culture is what you tolerate. Culture is how people feel when you walk into the room. Let me say that again because it matters. Culture is how people feel when you walk into the room. Do they feel fear or freedom? Do they feel pressure or purpose? Do they feel watched or supported? Because the human brain is wired for survival first, performance second. When people feel unsafe psychologically, emotionally, professionally, their brains shut down creativity. They stop taking risks. They stop speaking up. They do only what is necessary to survive, but when people feel safe, their brains unlock potential. They collaborate, they innovate, they contribute ideas without fear, and safety doesn't come from perks or paychecks. Safety comes from leadership behavior. It comes from knowing if I fail, my leader will help me learn, not destroy me. It comes from knowing if I speak up, I won't be punished. It comes from knowing if something goes wrong, my leader will stand with me, not throw me under the bus. That is what it means to eat last. It means taking the hit so your people don't have to. It means absorbing pressure so your team can perform. It means choosing long-term trust over short-term ego, and let's be honest, this is hard. It's much easier to control than to care. It's much easier to command than to connect. It's much easier to take credit than to give it away. But easy leadership produces weak cultures. Strong cultures are built by leaders who are brave enough to be human. Leaders who listen more than they speak. Leaders who ask questions instead of giving orders. Leaders who say, I don't know, and I need your help. Because humility builds trust faster than authority ever will. Now listen closely, this part matters. You don't build trust by being perfect. You build trust by being consistent. People don't expect you to have all the answers. They expect you to be fair. They expect you to be honest. They expect you to care. And when they see you make sacrifices, real sacrifices, they notice. When you stay late so your team doesn't burn out. When you protect your people during tough conversations. When you invest in development instead of domination. That's when trust becomes real. That's when people say, this is someone I can follow. And here's the ultimate truth. People don't follow leaders because of power. They follow leaders because of trust. Titles get compliance. Trust gets commitment. Compliance is doing what you're told. Commitment is doing what's right even when no one is watching, and organizations don't succeed on compliance. They succeed on commitment. So let me challenge you today. If you are a leader, or you aspire to be one, ask yourself, do my people feel safe to fail? Do my people feel seen? Do my people feel protected, or do they feel replaceable? Because people will give you their time if they must. They will give you their energy if they're paid, but they will only give you their hearts if they trust you. And trust is earned in moments when you choose them over yourself. When leaders eat last, they create loyalty that money can't buy. They create cultures that competitors can't copy. They create teams that don't quit when things get hard. And in a world filled with uncertainty, speed, pressure, and change, trust is your greatest advantage. So the question is not, can you lead? The question is, can people trust you enough to follow? Because the greatest leaders don't climb to the top and look down. They stand at the bottom and lift others up. They don't ask, what can I get? They ask, who can I serve? They don't say, because I said so. They say, because we believe so. And when the meal is served metaphorically or literally, they step back and say, you go first. That is leadership. That is courage. That is how you create a culture of trust. So go out into the world and lead boldly. Lead selflessly. Lead with humanity. Because when leaders eat last, everyone eats better. Thank you.